Hey, everybody, welcome back to another Motivation Monday podcast for Monday, June 18th, 2018. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Monday. I hope to get you off on a good start for the week. Today is going to be a quick one. It is a book recommendation, and this is one of the best books that I have really ever read. This book is great for all artists of any discipline and even non artists, to tell you the truth. But the author really bases things around somebody like a musician or a visual artist or anybody who's doing creative work. And this book is called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. I'm sure a lot of you out there have actually heard of this book before, but if you haven't, you absolutely have to go out and get this book today. It is one of the most important pieces of literature for anyone who's seeking to create art or make a career or a life in art at a high level, because it really deals with something that artists have to think about every day. Now, this book contains a lot of really practical advice, but I think the most important thing that it does is at the beginning, Steven Pressfield talks about the concept of resistance. And this is something that we all deal with, I think, on a daily basis. And that is a resistance to getting your creative work done, a resistance to starting, basically. Because I know for a fact that the hardest thing for me to do on a daily basis is just get into my practice routine. Now, I'm somebody who loves practicing. I go crazy if I don't play the saxophone and think about music and create music on a daily basis, but I still find myself encountering this resistance that Pressfield talks about. And really what it is getting the instrument out of the case. That's the big hurdle that I have to get over. There's always something else going on in my life that I feel like is more important that I need to get done first. I get stressed out about the other things in my life and it takes over my mental space. And then once I get the instrument out and I actually start working on some stuff, I actually start doing the important work of creating and getting better as a musician and artist, that side of my brain takes over and I can get lost for hours and hours and hours without even thinking about it, right? Like I'll start practicing at 10 o'clock in the morning. Next time I look up, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I didn't even realize that the 3 hours went by. But it's always the initial act of taking the instrument out and turning on that part of my brain that's going to help me get better at all the things I'm trying to get better at that day. So this is an invaluable resource because Pressfield gives you kind of a shot in the arm. He gives you a lot of techniques on how to get over that resistance and just get started in the way that he knows the kind of attitude that will come after you get started. You'll really get going on the stuff and you will really do all of the important work that needs doing. Now, I listened to this book as an audiobook, and it was awesome because I could listen to it on my commute to and from work, to and from gigs, and it really just motivated me on a daily basis to get my work done, to overcome that resistance, start doing it. And what I realized was after I got into a habit of getting over that resistance, it became a new habit of just doing it, not even thinking about it. When you start to encounter that natural intrinsic resistance to beginning your work for the day, I developed a new, better habit of just not even thinking and doing. And that was the real magic that Steven Pressfield did for me. And I think it could definitely be the case for all of you out there as well. He just has a way of teaching you how to get over that initial feeling of, you know what, I don't want to do it today. It's too hard. It's too taxing. I'm not even that good anyways. What am I really working towards? He has a way of just like, don't even think about it, do it. And that is really the key to so many things in life besides creating art, is just don't think about it, do it. Exercising, waking up in the morning, all those kinds of things can be overcome with the same attitude. Now, as I said, I initially got this book as an audiobook, and it was so good that I bought a physical copy of it so that I could highlight and underline and circle things and go back to the book without necessarily having to read the whole thing. And I found that I've come back to this book more than any other book that I can remember, because when I do start to get that feeling of like, oh man, you're really underperforming, what's going on here? All I need to do is crack open that book, and I am rejuvenated. I can come back to it with a clean slate. I can remember all those important things that Pressfield taught me in a very, very short period of time without reading the entire book. I imagine that any of you out there that get this, you're going to finish it in probably under a week, because just the writing is one of those books that you can't put down, and you start to realize so many of the things that were standing in your way that are just dumb and shouldn't be standing in your way. So I'm going to include a link to this book in the show notes. If you want to go and pick it up at Amazon, we will have that link, and you can go and grab it. Get started reading it as soon as possible, because I really believe that it will change your creative life. All right, that's it for today. Have a great week. Pick up a copy of the book and get started on your journey to be somebody who doesn't have to deal with resistance ever again, or at least maybe you know how to get over that initial resistance. Okay, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you on Friday with a regular episode. Talk to you soon. Bye.